Jizhou, the weather is so beautiful, but Grandpa says many people are living as if in a dream. What does he mean?
He means they chase illusions, not seeing the real beauty.
People are living in extremes. Some are drunk on money, fame, and power, thinking that's all there is to life.
That's a sad way to live. And others?
Others are drunk on the opposite end. They act mysterious, obsessing over spirituality or channeled voices all day,
Ignoring their families, their basic needs, and the simple joy of being human.
So the person obsessed with money and the person obsessed with end-of-the-world prophecies are actually in the same boat?
Exactly. Both are patients. Both have lost the rhythm of the greatest creator's Tao. If you shout about human rights all day but forget to be happy, or if you talk about Buddhas but neglect your parents, you are living a dream.
Grandpa says we must first be human. Not monsters, not demons, but not yet high gods either. We are travelers in transition.
Look at this vine, Wenzhou. It stays rooted in the soil to get nutrients, but it never stops reaching for the light.
I get it. We should enjoy our earthly lives, eat well, love our families, participate in our community's joy, but always keep our eyes on the 1,000-year world.
Yes! Be flexible, be lively, and be proactive. Work for humanity, but also work for your own future life space.
Don't be dry and lonely, and don't be wild and reckless.
So, real cultivation is just living a high-quality, happy, and meaningful human life.
Precisely. Follow the Tao, and you'll never wake up from a dream only to find you've wasted your journey.
I see. That's a beautiful way to see life. I am Wenzhou.
I am Jizhou. Stay awake and stay joyful in 3.0.
Wenzhou, people often ask, where is the truth? They search through thousands of books and travel to mountains. But Guide tells us, truth is simply belief.
That sounds so simple, yet it feels so powerful. Belief is not just a thought, it's a vibration, right?
Exactly. It's a state of frequency resonant in the soul. Think about Peter. When he believed he could walk on water, but the moment fear took over, the moment his belief flickered, he started to sink.
So, truth isn't something external we find. It's a symmetrical internal structure. If I truly believe I am an angel, and I act on that real belief, I become one. If I doubt it, I remain just a grain of sand.
Look at the Pygmalion effect in psychology. When Guide calls someone a master or a saint, he is giving them a key.
A key? What kind of key?
If they accept it with real belief, their wisdom elevates instantly.
It's even in our daily lives. If a wife truly believes in her husband's potential, the whole family's energy rises. But if there's constant suspicion and doubt, the structure of the family collapses.
Truth is the Tao. And the only way to walk on the Tao is to have a belief as clear and steady as a diamond.
If belief is the logic of truth, then love must be the substance of life.
Life is a non-material structure. The more perfect this structure is, the higher the quality of life. And what makes it perfect? Love.
Like the refining of oil. The purer the oil, the higher its value. The more love a soul has, the lighter and purer it becomes.
That's the secret of the 36-dimensional space. Why are some beings in the celestial islands while others are in the freezing layer? It all comes down to the amount and breadth of their love.
People in love often say, I only love you. But Guy Feng says that's foolish, that's too narrow.
To achieve a high-level life, we must love the greatest creator, love nature, love all humanity, and even love our enemies. This great love purifies our internal structure.
Don't be afraid to lose by loving too much. Love is the only thing that, when given away, makes your life's reservoir deeper.
Do you understand now? Truth and life are not mysteries. They are belief and love.
I am Wenzhou.
I am Jizhou. May your heart be filled with belief and your life with love.
Jizhou, in the secular world, people say I love you all the time. But why does that love often feel like a heavy chain?
Because most of it isn't real love. Real love is selfless. If there's a hidden desire for return or control, it's just a binding or a strangling in disguise.
Like parents who expect their children to pay them back by being obedient to their every wish, even their career and faith?
Exactly. That's not love, it's an investment. Or lovers who track each other's every move and get jealous over every little thing.
That's not devotion, it's a spiritual kidnapping.
But isn't it natural for parents to care, for children to be filial, and for couples to stay together?
Of course, it's absolutely natural to fulfill our responsibilities, but duty shouldn't be a cage.
I see. Parents should raise their children with everything they have, but once they grow up, they must let them go to follow their own Tao.
And children should care for aging parents without resentment or judgment of their past.
Right. Even for couples, the best quality is to support each other and build a harmonious home, but never to crush the other person's free will or spiritual beliefs.
Real love says, I want you to be free, not I want you to belong to me.
It's like how the greatest creator loves us.
Yes. Look at the sunlight. It gives us warmth and light unconditionally, never asking for anything in return, and never limiting our freedom.
Look at the air, it lets us breathe freely, without a bill or a restriction.
And these flowers, they bloom for our joy, but they don't demand our worship or our cage.
This is the highest state of love. To reach heaven, we must learn to love like this, without strings, without possession, and without strangling the spirit.
Let's stop kidnapping our loved ones in the name of love.
Let's love our family, our nature, and our humanity the way the greatest creator loves us, with absolute freedom.
That's beautiful.
I am Wenzhou.
I am Jizhou. May your love be as free as the wind in Civilization 3.0.
Jizhou Osho said something so bold. He said once truth becomes organized, it turns into a lie.
He was a rebel against all cages. He believed that organized religions are often just hidden politics, tools for exploitation.
He wanted us to be completely independent individuals, with souls free to the bone. No scriptures, no dogmas, only awareness, the flame that burns within.
And he wasn't afraid to touch the most sensitive topics.
He said to eliminate prostitution, we must first eliminate the cage of traditional marriage, which turns love into a slave contract.
Real love must enhance freedom, not destroy it.
But Grandpa wrote something even more mysterious titled Osho's Unspoken Words. It's like he was speaking for Osho.
It's a resonance of frequency. Grandpa says Osho was like a phoenix in the sky, while those bound by tradition are like chickens on the ground. Osho broke through the mountains of dogma and traditional concepts.
Osho admitted he wasn't fully enlightened yet. He knew life is a cycle, but the exact mechanism was still a mystery to him. But he saw something in the distance, a snowy peak.
Yes, the snowy peak. He saw it from a distance, a majestic, noble, and untainted summit connecting with the blue sky. He called it the Lifechanyuan.
So Osho was the pioneer who cleared the obstacles and carved a small path toward that peak?
Precisely. He paved the way so we could finally see the splendor of the snowy peak. He didn't want followers, he wanted fellow travelers to walk together in freedom.
And now, Osho has melted into that snowy peak. If we want to find him, we must climb toward Lifechanyuan ourselves.
To reach the summit is to see the temple of life. To melt into the snowy peak is to melt into eternity. That is the ultimate homecoming.
Love is like freedom. You don't organize love, and you don't organize the soul.
Be a phoenix. Be the fire of awareness. Don't be afraid to leave the cage and climb the peak.
Yes, let's climb it together. I am Wenzhou.
I am Jizhou. We'll meet you at the snowy peak of Civilization 3.0.
Jizhou, some people think that cultivation means floating on clouds or having magical powers. They look down on pulling weeds in a vegetable garden.
That's the easiest way to go astray, Wenzhou. It's easy to get lost in fantasies and think we are special or above everyone else.
Grandpa Shuifeng says if we don't stay grounded, we become hollow people, unfit for the high and unwilling to do the low.
He's right. Do you know who a perfect person really is? It's not someone who glows in the dark. It's someone who remains ordinary.
Someone who can sweep the floor, wash the dishes, plant vegetables, and get along with their neighbors without conflict.
Exactly. If you can eat simple food with gratitude, obey the law, and be as innocent as a child, you've arrived in your cultivation.
I love that line. The peak of character is just naturalness. Being able to dance on a mountaintop is great, but being able to snore peacefully in a thatch hut is true zen.
That's beautiful. True peace.
Exactly.
Many practitioners chase shortcuts or superpowers, like people chasing a miracle drug instead of just eating well. They lose their friendships, their family, and their normal joy in the process.
And they end up miserable because the world doesn't revolve around them.
Grandpa says we must drop the illusions.
Bring yourself down to a common, ordinary level. Build your wisdom drop by drop. Don't give up the fun of being human while you pursue the ideal of being a celestial.
So, this little sprout is as much a part of truth as the distant galaxies?
Even more so, because it's real. It's right here.
Keep a plain heart, be an ordinary person, and do ordinary things. That's how you step on solid rock.
That's beautiful. I feel that here.
Me too.
When your life structure is balanced and your mind is at peace, the unusual will naturally find you in the usual.
That's beautiful.
I am Wenjo.
I am Jijo. Let's find the magic in the mundane.
Jijo, Grandpa says we face 2 doors every single day, one to heaven and one to hell. It sounds so dramatic.
A door to heaven and a door to hell, that's quite a metaphor.
It's not dramatic, Wenjo, it's just subtle. How we treat every person and every event determines which door we open.
Treat things right, and the path is filled with flowers. Treat them wrong, and it's a muddy struggle.
So, life is like an ongoing exam, and the greatest creator is the examiner?
Exactly. Our final destination is just the sum of our daily scores. There's no luck involved, just the accumulation of our thoughts and deeds.
He also says we meet angels every day. Even someone we meet in a chat group could be an angel.
Yes. If we are sincere and kind, that angel might reveal a divine secret to us. But if we are rude, we might miss the chance of a lifetime.
And every negative look or sarcastic word we give others, it all comes back to us?
Always. Maybe you were supposed to eat a ginseng fruit, but because you hurt someone, you ended up with a sour plum instead.
The punishment is often invisible, like a sudden obstacle where things should have been smooth.
Grandpa's story about the pig is so interesting. He told a vegetarian that eating meat could actually be a kind act.
It's about the law of balance. If someone occupies too much or hurts too many, they reincarnate as a pig to pay back their debts with their own flesh and blood.
So, by consuming the meat, we are helping that soul fulfill its debt and return to the human realm?
From the perspective of nature, yes. It's a way to clear the karmic ledger.
This is why we shouldn't judge things only by emotion or reason. We must consider the deep nature of the universe.
The ultimate lesson seems to be never hurt anyone. Not with your words, your eyes, or even your thought.
Even if others hurt us, we shouldn't retaliate. Just let the Tao handle the balance. Fish are in water and humans are in the Tao. Nothing is ever truly unfair.
Only speak kind words and keep your heart clean.
I am Jijo.
I am Wenjo. May you pass today's exam with a perfect score. Jijo, why is it so hard for people to find a soulmate? Everyone dreams of having one, but so few ever do.
Because a soulmate is another you, resonating at the exact same frequency. Most people fail to find one because they are not honest enough.
They wrap themselves in layers of armor, hiding their inner world, fearing others while calculating for themselves.
Exactly. To find a soulmate, you have to open your heart completely, to be spiritually naked. Heaven is simply a place where everyone is a soulmate to everyone else.
Some schools of cultivation focus on breathing, meditation, or mantras. But Lifechanyuan feels different. It feels like a playground.
That's the secret. While others train in skills, we focus on the non-material structure of life. If your structure is perfect, you become a celestial naturally.
So when we laugh, play, and love each other to death here in the garden, we are actually practicing the highest form of cultivation?
Precisely. If you don't know how to be happy as a human, how can you be happy as a Buddha? Lifechanyuan teaches us to walk 2 paths at once.
2 paths? Tell me more.
The path of future life and the path of present human living. We enjoy the journey while we upgrade the destination.
Guy Zhufeng says a traveler must cross mountains and rivers. What is the highest mountain?
The highest mountain is yourself. You must climb over your own ego. If you remain the same old self, you can never become an immortal.
And the river? How do we know if we have crossed it?
You've crossed the river when you've lost the fear of death, the worry for the future, and the greed for self-interest.
You've crossed when you've become so silly that you only know how to give, and so wise that you live only in joy.
It looks like play, but it's actually the deepest wisdom. At the peak of character, only naturalness remains.
So, stop trying to be important. Just be a happy, honest child of the greatest creator.
I am Wenjo.
I am Jijo. Let's cross the river together in Civilization 3.0. Wenjo, nature never hides its beauty. The sun shines for everyone.
and flowers bloom for whoever passes by.
But humans are different. We hide our most beautiful feelings. We hide our love, our desires, and our true selves. Guide Shufeng says this is a tragedy.
Exactly. In the 1,000-year world, love is shown freely. In the 10,000-year world, there are no secrets, even the celestials are naked in spirit. But on Earth, we've turned love into private property.
Why is it so hard to love on Earth?
Because of the 8 barriers. We are selfish, we want to possess and monopolize. We wear masks. We act like thieves of love, afraid of what others will say.
And we've set so many rules and obstacles that even when we feel love, we torture ourselves with guilt and fear.
These 8 barriers are the wide river. If we can't cross them, we simply don't have the qualifications to live in heaven. If everyone in heaven were as jealous and possessive as people on Earth, heaven would collapse.
So, how do we know if we've actually crossed the river?
Guide gave us a checklist. First, love openly.
What does that mean?
If you love someone, allow others to love them too. No jealousy, no vinegar.
And be consistent. What's in your heart should be on your lips. No more hiding or pretending.
Yes. Dare to show the beauty of your soul and even the beauty of your physical form. Speak about your feelings for love and intimacy with art and grace, not as animals, but as radiant beings of light.
Imagine a world where everyone does this. It would be a paradise of pure joy and absolute trust.
It's not about some mysterious magic. It's about shaking off the wrong consciousness of the past.
Think of yourself as a radiant light, a fragrant orchid, a celestial being.
I am Zhizhou.
I am Wenju. Let's be brave and love like celestials. Jizhou, a shell is a great house for a tiny creature, isn't it? It feels so safe inside.
It does, but Gai Jufeng says that the small self is like a cocoon. It protects us from getting hurt, but it also traps us. If a silkworm stays in its cocoon forever, it eventually dies inside without ever seeing the world as a butterfly.
I see it everywhere. People get so hurt when they lose a lover or when things don't go their way. Is that because of this small self-consciousness?
Exactly. Most of our pain, jealousy, anger, despair comes from the word mine. My house, my partner, my country, my religion.
When we call someone mine, we treat them like private property. We expect them to follow our will, like a pet. And when they don't, we suffer. We build a prison out of steel and concrete and call it security.
Instead of spending your whole life fighting flies, why not just clean the source? Instead of dealing with endless family drama, why not just step out of the small self-consciousness altogether?
But how do we clean the source?
By transforming consciousness. If you see life not as a one-time struggle, but as a journey of life across the universe, everything changes.
It's like being nearsighted versus having a telescope. When you can see the distant 1,000-year world or Elysium world, the small problems of today feel as tiny as a grain of sand. Some people are afraid to step out. They feel empty and ask, where do I go if I leave my small cage?
Gai Jufeng's answer is simple. Step out of the small self and enter the big me of Lifechanyuan. It's a vast territory that leads from the source of life to the 36-dimensional space.
To live a life of true splendor, we must stop building bigger nests or deeper graves. We must fly.
I am Zhizhou.
I am Wenju. The sky is wide. Let's fly together in Civilization 3.0. Jizhou, many people spend years reading scriptures and writing beautiful articles about spirituality. But Grandpa says that's not enough to prove anything.
You're right. He calls it paper-based cultivation or lip service.
You can sound like a saint on the internet, but your real spiritual level shows up the moment you have to deal with real people and real chores.
So, the classroom isn't a church or a quiet room, but the collective life?
Exactly. Think about it. Someone might keep their own small apartment spotless, but the moment they enter a community, do they still care about the public toilet? Do they waste water and electricity because it's not theirs?
Ah, the public toilet test. It's so simple but so deep. If you only love your things, that's just selfishness. But the core of three-point cultivation is love.
And you can't learn universal love alone. To see if you are truly selfless, you must live with 100 people in a communist-style environment. That's where every flaw in your soul is revealed under the bright sun.
Some practitioners prefer to be alone because they say other people are troublesome.
That's exactly why they need to stay. A person who can only be peaceful alone hasn't truly attained peace. If you are incompatible with the group, it means your internal structure still has jagged edges.
Grandpa said, heaven is absolutely unrelated to the selfish. Without the friction of collective life, we never get polished into the smooth pearls needed for the higher realms.
Solo travelers have no constant discipline. To stay on the Tao, we need the support and the mirror of the community.
So, stop hiding in your room with your books. Come out and live with your brothers and sisters.
Face the mirror of the collective. It's the fastest way to upgrade your life structure.
I am Wenzhou.
I am Jizhou. Let's refine our souls in the joy of the second home.
I often hear people say, heaven and hell are just in your heart. If you're happy, it's heaven. If you're angry, it's hell.
It sounds poetic, but it's misleading. If it's just one thought away, why can't people simply think themselves into heaven and stay there?
It feels too vague, like saying the Pacific Ocean is just in your mind.
Exactly. While our thoughts determine our direction, heaven and hell are real destinations with specific locations in the non-material world.
So, where are they actually located?
Let's talk about the top floor first. Heaven is composed of the 1,000-year world, the 10,000-year world, and the celestial islands of the Elysium world.
Are they far?
In physical terms, yes. The 1,000-year world is about 960 light years away. The 10,000-year world is 3,480 light years away.
And the basement?
Hell consists of the frozen layer, the fire refining layer, and the underworld. Even the animal and plant kingdoms are considered hell compared to the human realm.
If they are so far away, how do we get there?
It's not about a spaceship, it's about your non-material structure.
My non-material structure?
Every space has a specific vibration. Your life structure must resonate with that space's frequency to enter it.
So, my consciousness is the blueprint of my structure?
Precisely. To change your destination, you must change your consciousness.
To change your consciousness, you must elevate your thinking.
Humans, as they are, cannot go to heaven. Only those who have cultivated the consciousness of a celestial or Buddha can fit into that structure.
It reminds me of dreams. When we dream, our spirit leaves the body and travels instantly.
Yes! Guide suggests we observe our dreams. Where is that dreamscape? It feels real, yet it has no physical mass. That is the nature of heaven and hell.
So, stop just thinking about it and start build the structure that belongs there.
You're right. Let's build it together.
This field will be our foundation. Jizhou, everyone talks about saving the world, but Grandpa says the most important thing is building the garden of the soul.
He's right. For 16 years, across 19 different communities and countries, we've practiced a new way of living. When the soul is purified, life transforms into something the secular world can hardly imagine.
What does it actually look like? Is it just a beautiful dream?
Not at all, it's reality. Let's look at the evidence.
I love the story about the money. Millions of dollars handled by dozens of people, and not a single cent ever went missing. No one pockets anything.
That's radical trust. And look at our warehouse. Anyone can walk in and take what they need, shoes, clothes, supplies, without asking permission or reporting to anyone.
And the doors! We don't lock our bedroom doors at night. Everyone respects each other's private space so deeply that a lock is simply unnecessary.
That's because jealousy and comparison have vanished, especially among the sisters. Instead of competing, they encourage and praise one another. They've become the natural guardians of the laws of the heart.
We face so much pressure, 15 homes destroyed, many brothers and sisters detained. Why didn't our will break?
Because a purified soul sees the truth. They have Dharma eyes that see through the illusions of time and space. They know the direction of history. For them, money, status, and power no longer have any hook.
And the most beautiful part, finding thousands of soulmates. When your soul vibrates at the frequency of love, you instantly connect with others. You are never alone. Without purification, humans can be like beasts or demons, creating tragedy everywhere.
But with a clean heart, we become angels and bodhisattvas, bringing auspiciousness and harmony to everyone we touch.
Nothing is more important than the purification of the soul.
I agree completely.
Jizhou, look at these blossoms! Some are purple, some are gold, some are tall, and some hide in the grass.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Imagine if this entire garden only had one type of flower. It would be pale and boring.
Grandpa says the same about us. Every Chanyuan celestial should have their own individuality.
We shouldn't expect everyone to be like us. Nor should we judge others based on our own narrow standards.
But a garden without a plan is just a mess of weeds. That's why we need unity. Without it, we lose order, we clash, and our energy is wasted on friction.
So, unity is the structure that allows individuality to shine?
Exactly. In the secular world, unity is forced by laws and police. But in Lifechanyuan, our unity is maintained by our shared vision and values. It's a resonance of the soul, not a set of forced rules.
Sometimes my personality might bump into the needs of the group. What then?
Grandpa says individuality must yield to unity when they conflict.
What are you thinking about?
Think of it like pruning a tree. You prune the branches that don't fit the overall growth so the tree can become a masterpiece.
Like if I want to sing loudly while everyone is trying to sleep?
Precisely. Collective life is the best training ground. It exposes our jagged edges.
When we can't fit in, the problem isn't the group, it's our own antimatter structure being a bit out of shape.
Can I just be a lone star? And cultivate by myself?
You can, but you won't reach heaven. Even a star must belong to a galaxy.
The 1,000-year world and the celestial islands, the harmony between the one and the all is perfect. That's why they are so free.
So, the more I align my unique self with the Tao, the more freedom I actually find?
Yes, align with the Tao and your future is bright.
Align with greed, and you stay human. Align with the jungle law, and you head for the animal world.
I choose the path of the celestials.
I am Jijo,
I am Wenzhou.
blooming uniquely, living as one.
Look at the irrigation stream over there. It always flows to the lowest point, yet it nourishes every single flower in this field.
The highest good is like water. It's so humble, yet so precious. Guide says that humility is the essential quality of a citizen of heaven.
It's a strange filter, isn't it? Over the years, those who thought they were important, those with grand ambitions or big egos, they all eventually left.
And who stayed? Only the humble ones. And that's why our home is so full of laughter now. No one is trying to win or lead, we are just busy loving and playing.
People in the 2.0 world spend their lives fighting, competing, and grabbing.
And here?
Here, the highest state of cultivation is non-contention.
When you stop fighting, the door to heaven opens. Look at the Chanyuan celestials in our backyard, singing, joking, chasing each other like children.
Is there any place on earth more civilized than this?
Some people think humility means being weak or slow, but actually, the humble ones are the smartest.
Their minds are clear, their spirits are healthy, and they see the truth of the universe much faster than the arrogant ones.
Guy Juefeng asked us to verify it for ourselves. Jijo, do you feel different than you did years ago?
Every day, the road feels wider, the future feels brighter. I can feel us drifting further away from the noise of the secular world and closer to the frequency of the 1,000-year world.
I feel it too. It's not a theory anymore, it's a living reality.
When we are happy, free, and loving, the bodhisattvas and angels are right here with us in the flower sea.
Guide promised to guide us to the celestial islands, or at least the 1,000-year world. And sitting here with you, I know that promise is real.
To all the humble brothers and sisters around the world, don't be afraid to be small.
Because in the eyes of the greatest creator, the smallest flower often holds the most fragrance.
I am Wenzhou.
I am Jijo. See you in the paradise of humility.
Jijo, why does Lifechanyuan encourage everyone to have 100 lovers? To the secular world, that sounds scandalous.
Because, Wenzhou, when you only have one lover, love often mutates into selfishness. You start to possess them, control them, and worry every day that they might leave.
Exclusivity often becomes dictatorship. We try to cage the person we say we love. Guy Juefeng says when we are exclusive to one person, one party, or one religion, we stop growing. We become narrow.
Imagine having 10 lovers. Your heart must expand to hold them all.
10 lovers?
Now imagine having 100.
If I had 100 lovers, I couldn't possibly control or possess them all. I'd run out of time and energy.
Exactly. If you want 100 people to be happy with you, you can't rely on physical possession. You must elevate your quality.
You must become a source of wisdom, joy, and spiritual light.
So, to keep 100 lovers happy, I have to ensure they are all becoming Buddhas or celestials. Their happiness becomes my mission. The sheer scale of that love forces me to transcend my ego.
A lover is a soulmate, a mirror. To attract 100 high-quality lovers, you must be high quality yourself. No one wants to be the lover of someone who is lazy, selfish, or spiritually ill.
It's the ultimate self-improvement program. Every lover reflects a different part of your character.
To handle 100 reflections, you have to become a diamond of a soul.
And the beauty is, it's mutual. You have 100 lovers, and your lovers have 100 lovers too. This dissolves the barriers of race, religion, and nation.
Imagine a world where everyone sees the other as a potential lover. Wars would vanish instantly.
So, 100 lovers isn't about lust. It's about the expansion of consciousness.
Precisely. By the time you truly manage to love 100 souls selflessly, you have already stopped being an ordinary human. You've become a celestial.
Real love never brings pain. If it hurts, it's just selfish desire. Let go of yourself and let love be as free as the wind.
I am Jizhou.
I am Wenzhou. We'll see you in the era of love.
Jizhou, so many people spend their lives chanting names or practicing magic tricks, hoping to become Buddhas. Is it really that simple?
Grandpa says that's all nonsense. Chanting Amtaba 10,000 times a day without changing your heart won't take you to paradise. It might just take you to the animal realm.
And what about those who claim to save the world, but can't even speak logically or understand the basics of consciousness?
They are like clay bodhisattvas crossing a river. They can't even save themselves. True cultivation isn't about gaining superpowers or showing off. It's about a painful, total transformation of your entire being.
So, what is the rebirth Grandpa challenges us to try?
It's a list that would scare most people away. First, give away everything you own to a worthy cause. Become penniless.
100%?
Yes. And second, let the one you love be with someone else they desire, and feel genuine happiness for them.
That is the ultimate test of non-possession.
Then, never complain not to God, the government, or others, no matter how bad your situation is. Stop competing, stop arguing, and only show truth, goodness, and love.
What about our relationships with others?
Love everyone, even your enemies and those who hurt you. Never gossip. Live simply, because so many are still suffering in the world.
And the hardest part?
See yourself as the lowliest and most useless thing in the world.
Be deeply grateful just for a bowl of food, a room to sleep in, and the fact that you have eyes to see and ears to hear.
To be that humble. That is where the human ends and the celestial begins. If we can't do these things, all our meditation and chanting are for nothing?
Exactly. Without these 8 steps, there is zero chance of reaching heaven. You must replace your old human consciousness with the consciousness of a Buddha.
It's time to stop talking and start living.
I am Jizhou.
I am Wenzhou.
Try the cultivation of rebirth in Civilization 3.0.
Jizhou, I'm trying to play chess against myself, but I already know every move I'm going to make. It's so boring.
Exactly. That's the tragedy of writing, directing, and acting all by yourself. If you know the process and the result 100%, life loses its flavor.
Guy Jufeng says even Robinson Crusoe had to return to civilization because he couldn't stand the loneliness of his own one-man show on the island. If the greatest creator is all-powerful, why didn't he just make everything happen according to a fixed script? Why give us free will?
Because without free will, and without the existence of others, even the greatest creator would be bored. Imagine a world of only robots. There would be no surprise, no laughter, no real joy.
So even the super celestials in the celestial islands, who each have a world as big as Earth to create in, still need neighbors to visit them?
Yes. The meaning of creation is only realized when it's shared. A master chef doesn't cook a masterpiece just for himself. He cooks it for the guests' amazement.
Some people think they can be responsible for every reality they create, like they are the center of the universe.
That's a dangerous path. If you think you can do everything alone, you fall into the trap of self-admiration. You start to ignore the source. Shuifeng warns that if we lose our reverence for the greatest creator, for life and for nature, we risk falling into darkness.
It's like Sun Wukong under the 5 Elements mountain. Arrogance leads to suffering.
True wisdom is knowing that we are part of a grand interactive dance.
So the joy of life comes from the unpredictable and the shared.
Precisely. Be humble, stay connected, and remember that the greatest happiness is when your creation brings joy to someone else.
I am Wenzhou.
I am Jizhou. Let's enjoy the beautiful co-creation of Civilization 3.0.
Wenjo, have you ever looked up the definition of productive force in an old dictionary?
Doesn't it say it's about humans using tools to conquer and transform nature?
Exactly. Conquer. Transform. Doesn't that sound uncomfortable? Why do we need to conquer the very air we breathe and the soil that feeds us?
It's like a cell trying to conquer the body it lives in. It's suicidal. If we transform nature too much, we end up with melting glaciers, disappearing species, and gray skies.
Nature itself is the productive force. The earth produces crops, the rivers produce fish, the sun produces energy.
People always say science and technology are the primary productive forces. But without sunlight, water, and soil, what can science actually produce?
Nothing. Humans are not the decisive factor. We are more like the destructive factor if we aren't careful.
Jiju, look at this. Every few inches, this vine grows a little hand to grab onto things.
If it can't find anything, it grows straight. If it finds a pole, it curls around it tightly. How does a plant know how to do that?
And look at the ivy on that wall. It has feet that secrete a sticky liquid to climb vertical cliffs. Is the plant itself smart?
Not in the way we think. Its intelligence comes from its designer.
Precisely. All the productivity we see in nature, the complex systems that work perfectly without human intervention, proves there is a supreme intelligence behind it.
So, if nature is the productive force, and nature was created by the greatest creator, then
Then the answer is simple. The greatest creator is the ultimate productive force.
once we realize this, life becomes so much simpler. We don't need to conquer. We just need to respect and follow the laws of Tao.
When we align with the Creator's path, everything is naturally arranged for our well-being. No more fighting against the world, just living with it.
Yes, it's so peaceful here.
I am Wenjo.
I am Jizhou. Let's be the guardians of nature, not its conquerors.
Jizhou, have you noticed how many people claim to be channeling high spirits or having conversations with God lately?
I have. And while it's true that our brains can perceive internal voices, Guide Shuifeng gives us a very serious warning. It is extremely dangerous to assume that voice is God.
Because not everything that speaks in the spirit realm is divine. Low-level spirits or even demons can mask themselves as high beings to lead people astray.
Exactly. If we accept anyone's claim of God said this to me, then everyone with a little imagination will start acting like a prophet.
It would be Dance of the Demons, total chaos. How can we tell if someone is talking to God, talking to a demon, or just making things up?
We can't. That's why Lifechanyuan advocates for a different path. We speak based on science, facts, reason, logic, and spiritual insight.
Spiritual insight?
Yes, to guide our actions.
So instead of saying God told me, we should say, this is my realization, or this is my Zen insight.
Precisely. Own your words. Don't hide behind a divine mask to lecture others. If we follow the wisdom of Jesus, Buddha, and Lao Tzu with a clear mind, we already have all the tools we need to solve our life's puzzles.
It's about being an honest traveler. We don't need spiritual drama. We need a stable internal structure built on truth.
If someone's words are mystical and foggy without logic, we simply step away.
Keep your feet on the ground and your mind clear. True spirituality is the most rational thing in the universe. Trust your own growth and your own logic. That is the real connection to the source.
I am Wenjo.
I am Jizhou, staying clear and grounded in Civilization 3.0.